Good day, YouTube, and welcome to Bishop's Blast. I'm your host, go by the name of Dr. B-Bane, where we dive into what I consider a sanitized version of a YouTube channel where we talk about all things that are firearms related. Now, I'm not a subject matter expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just an old retired Navy guy who loves God and has quite the affinity for all things that go. At this point in time, I'm going to ask you what I always ask on this channel. If you don't mind tapping that subscribe button first. So anyone who has not done it, I'm going to ask you to do so. And for all of you that have, I want to thank you for continuing to help me chronicle my 2A journey. And since I'm already asking for those favors, do me another one. And if you don't mind, go ahead, hit that like button and share with someone. Maybe somebody who's interested, maybe somebody who already has a channel, but share this content with them so that we will be able to get this information as far and wide as possible. So I do want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Bishop's Blast. So come on, let's get it in. Today we're going to go into not as much as the firearms as the caliber of munitions that they use. So we're going to go into what caliber best suits you, what caliber works better in what situations. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of scenarios. I'm just going to have a little fun talking about and I'm not going to go into many. From a pistol perspective, four different calibers of when it comes down to pistols that you may want to know a little bit more about, and it might help you in your decision-making factor on what firearm works best for you. So as we get ready to go into this, I'm going to start off no particular order, but let me get and start off with this one. This caliber, this is the 380. The 380. So for anyone who is interested in little micro pocket kind of pistols, a lot of them may come in the caliber known as 380. 380 is one of those calibers that in a pinch it'll do the job. It'll get the job done. And one of the firearms that would utilize this, I'm going to present to some and introduce to others the Ruger LCP. This is the Ruger LCP. Guess what? That's right. It's chambered in 380. It is clear, safe direction, and fire. It is the Ruger LCP, chambered in 380. Now, I'm going to go back and forth, but I do want to let you know this little pocket pistol has a round capacity of 6 rounds, 7 if you put one in the chamber. You probably hear people talk about that all the time. Just so that for some of you that say 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, 10 plus 1, the plus 1 is once you load a full magazine in and you chamber a round and you release the magazine and you put an additional round in and you close it back up, now you have your 6 plus 1. Put them together, you have the number of 7. So in this pistol, I want you to understand 380 is known for something that is, look how small it is. It literally can be put in your pocket to be able to get around. It does not have a whole lot of round capacity, and this is one of the issues that I have with some of these pocket pistols. However, this for me personally, this is not my primary firearm for defense, even when I'm talking about concealed carry. If I have this on me, I probably have another firearm on me. This is sort of like a secondary defense if required. Something I have in my pocket, in a pocket holster, because I'm very mindful of making sure that this is covered so that there is no mistake of the chamber being pulled. Good thing about it is this 380 is double action, and not only is it double action, it's a hammer fire. pistol, and so it means it's a harder trigger pull to deal with. But some people says, hey, look, 380 is the way to go. But when you're dealing with a 380, 22 long rifle, some of the smaller calibers, when it comes down to lethality, you might want to be a little bit more specific with your shot placement. If you're trying to actually stop an assailant, stop someone, it could be an animal that's coming against you, but you want to be very careful on your shot placement when you're dealing with this, because this 380, I'm not saying that it won't stop something, but I will say this: if you've got somebody coming at you, I've watched enough of people being dealt with, people and they got shot and they're still being attacked. Shot placement, if you're going to be dealing with the 380, remember, show you once again how small that munition is. Next, I'm going to go all the way to the other end of the spectrum. I'm going to go to a 10 millimeter. This is a 10 millimeter. This is I'm not playing munition here. The firearm of choice that I'm going to utilize to show this is actually the Springfield Armory XD10. This is a Springfield Armory XD10, and that's right, it is chambered in the good almighty 10 millimeter. It is clear and in a safe direction. Shoot. This is the Springfield Armory XD10, chambered in 10 millimeter. Also, the capacity of this is a 15 round capacity. Remember, if I chamber one round, pull it out and put it back in, it's 15 plus 1. 15 plus 1 is, I knew y'all could do the math. It is the 16 rounds that can go into this striker fired pistol, and this carries a punch. Now, when it comes down to lethality, anything that this makes contact with, specifically if you're dealing with hollow point munitions, it's probably stopping. They've been known to say that the 10 millimeter would be something that if you were actually dealing with a bear, it is the bear stopper. So for all the calibers that are under this, I don't know if you're just making that bear mad, but I do know that the 10 millimeter, it packs a punch too. So when it comes down to shooting it, that 380 I can shoot single-handedly, even though smaller firearms to me are snappy. But this thing, you want to have a good grip on it when you're actually trying to shoot. And this is the Springfield Armory XD10, chambered in 10 millimeter. Now, for some of you tweeners, you can't make up your mind. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know if you want to be a 380, a 38 special. For some of you revolver people, you want to go 45, 10 millimeter, the bigger munitions. And let me show you the size differential between it's like baby and daddy. The size differential between the 380 and the 10 millimeter. So for some of you tweeners, say, hey, look, I'm not good at really making decisions. What's something that some people say that they can't make up their mind? What would they use? Well, I would probably say that they would probably go with, specifically, if they're not dealing with the 45, the 40 caliber. This is the 40 caliber munition. And I want to let you know the firearm that I'm going to show this is in the Smith & Wesson SD40 VE. This is the value edition. This is the Smith & Wesson SD40 VE, the value edition. This is clear in a safe direction and shoot. This is the Smith & Wesson SD40, chambered in 40 caliber. This has a 14 round capacity. If I put one in the chamber, now we've got 14 plus 1 equals 15 in this polymer frame striker fired pistol, even though it has a metal top. I want you to understand this is a nice firearm for I used to say that people who carry 40s are a little confused. You don't know what you want to be. You don't know if you want to grow up one day, be something bigger, or you tired of just being small. But this is a good in-between caliber. It doesn't have the kick, of course, of the 45 or the 40. I am glad of the round capacity of 15. However, when it comes down to the lethality, it probably will get the job done as well. So once again, if you're trying to figure out which one works best for you, the Smith & Wesson SD VE Value Edition 40 chambered and 40 caliber, maybe this will do it for you. I don't know. Last, and what I call my favorite, I made up my mind. You know, some people just don't know how to make decisions, but I've made my decision. My favorite caliber of choice, yes, most of you already know it, it is the 9mm. The 9mm, mainly because maybe I feel more comfortable handling the recoil, regardless of what I'm shooting it out of. It could be a pistol caliber carbine, it could be an actual pistol, it doesn't really matter. But the 9mm, and it's easily to find the 9mm almost everywhere, and the prices have gotten a little bit back to normal when it comes down to the 9mm. It's not a 22 long rifle, but it's not bad at all. So I am a fan of the 9mm. What I will show you today for an example is none other than, this is probably one of my oldest but goodies, because you'll see the wear and tear on it. This is the Glock 26. This is the Glock 26. This is clear and a safe direction and shoot. This is the Glock 26. That's right, chambered in 9mm. It has a round capacity of 10. Beauty of this is if you've got you a Glock 19 with maybe a 14, 15 round capacity, those magazines fit in here. If you've got a Glock 17 that has an 18, 19 round capacity, those magazines fit in here. If you've got a 33 round stick, if you got a 50 round drum, all of those double stack 9mm magazines that are Glock, they all still fit the Glock 26. This is the Gen 3. It has the finger grooves, and this is one of my first carry pistols that I used to carry a lot. I still shoot it. It's taken a lot of beating, a lot of wear and tear for different holsters that I've tried. This was my experimental firearm, but I really do enjoy it. The good thing about it is, and with most Glocks, you know what we do. Most of the time, first thing we do is we replace the back sight. This one probably is still owed a fiber optic front sight, but obviously it's not MOS. It doesn't. I can't put an optic on it, but this is something that I really do enjoy. It kind of meets everything for me, meaning I can maintain the capacity that I want. Not only do I maintain the capacity, it's controllable for me, regardless of the felt recoil of the other ones. It's not snappy like a smaller one. It doesn't have a whole lot of kick like a bigger one. However, the Glock 26, the 9mm, is really, really manageable for me when it comes down to this. It's readily available. So to me, the best of all worlds is the 9mm firearm. And this one that I'm sharing with you today is the Glock 26. I really enjoyed this. Who knows? I probably, from time to time, when I'm looking, especially if I got an optic and the battery died, probably the first thing I'm gonna grab is the good old trusty Glock 26 because it works for me. But I wanna give you a real quick run through. Once again, let's start with the baby. This is the 380. Number 2, this is my favorite. This is the 9mm. Next on deck, we're gonna go with the little baby fat. We'll call it the 40 caliber. And then the almighty bear stopper, the 10mm. So if you was to actually take a 45 in between the 40 and the 10mm, it kind of falls within that ratio. But I wanted to be able to show that to you because certain people are very mindful of, hey, look, do I want stopping power? Do I need a bigger caliber? Can I even manage that? And if you have a problem managing it, it's not because you cannot manage it. It's maybe something, come on, my public service announcement. You may just need to practice at that caliber, and I believe that you'll be able to perfect it. But if you're taking the smaller ones, some people say, hey, look, it doesn't really matter what the round capacity is. I'm a big shot placement guy. I put the bullets where they need to go, and when I put them where they need to go, it stops whatever I need to stop. So whether you're smaller caliber, that if somebody's big on shot placement, or you're a big monstrous guy and you want to deal with the bigger calibers because you want that stopping power, hey, I'm not mad at you. Pick what you pick. Pick your own poison. I just want to let you know they're all readily available for us in this great country we call the United States of America. When we practice and operate within our Second Amendment rights to be able to do so, I just pray that we do this safely and make sure that safety is number one when we're dealing with this. Now, as I get ready to let you go, I want to let you know that probably for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be just doing reviews of firearms that I've shot, but I've never actually done a tabletop review of. I'm going to be doing reviews on that, and I'll be honest with you, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. There's sometimes I do a review and I'm like, it's a little lackluster. But the firearms, I want to let you know I'm excited about them. So I'm going to share each and every one of them with you. But I do want to thank you once again for tuning in with me to Bishop's Blast. We try to drop these every Tuesday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I want you to be able to understand, if you're hungry for some 2A content, come on over with us so I can whet your appetite and give you something that you're looking for. But I want you to stay tuned with us to Bishop's Blast. We appreciate you. So stay tuned and be blessed.